Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, MV, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing this
Peace,
morning?
Mimi Brown.
Good morning. So we start this morning with a government shutdown still on the table after talks collapsed late last night. So lawmakers, they were within reach of a deal to keep the government open, but the plan unraveled when Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, he stepped in and blocked the vote. Now, his objection stopped a package that would have funded most of the government through September with a 2-week extension for Homeland Security. Now, President Trump had already signed off on that deal. Senate leaders now plan to regroup and try again today, but that clock is tight. The measure still has to clear the Senate and then head back to the House, where action may not come until Monday, raising the chances of a brief government shutdown over the weekend. Now, this funding fight is happening as immigration enforcement, especially in Minnesota, remains under intense scrutiny. And federal officials, they now say they are working on a plan to scale back immigration operations in Minneapolis after 2 deadly shootings involving federal agents. Border Czar Tom Homan says enforcement will become more targeted. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I had a very good meeting with Attorney General Ellison, and he has clarified for me that county jails may notify ICE of the release dates of criminal public safety risks so ICE can take custody of them. And let me tell you why that's important. I know people are a lot concerned about the manpower has been sent in law enforcement manpower. Look, I've said this many times before. I've said it for the last several years. Give us access to the illegal alien public safety threat and the safety and security of a jail. This is common sense cooperation that allows us to draw down on the number of people we have here. Yes, I said it. Draw down the number of people here.
Well, President Trump later said that agents are not being pulled out, sending mixed messages that's drawing sharp criticism from Minnesota leaders. Senator Amy Klobuchar, she says that the federal presence is taking a toll, and she's calling for stronger accountability. Let's listen to what she had to say.
There are still 3,000 ICE agents in our state. There are still raids going on. I have no idea why he didn't announce today that this drawdown would begin and that they would continue to focus on fraud investigations or something that they had originally said was a reason. I literally could not believe that the president said this tonight. 50,000, I was there, 50,000 Minnesotans marched peacefully on a Friday, and the next morning, 6 federal agents, Border Control, couldn't handle one guy with a cell phone and shot him in the back.
Yeah, and so she's talking about that ICE out that happened in Minneapolis on that Friday. And so today there is a nationwide ICE out. It's with organizers. They are asking and urging people to hit pause, no work, no school, no shopping. They want you to do it as part of a nationwide shutdown. They're hoping to send a message to the Trump administration saying that, of course, we are unhappy with the immigration enforcement happening, not just in Minnesota, but all around the country.
So is that going to happen all around the country? Or is it
It's for all around the country, yeah. They're asking everybody to take part. So they're asking if you can skip work to do so, keep kids at home from school, and avoid spending money today. If you can. So.
All right. Don't try to hide your water now, Jess.
What?
I saw you trying to top that water.
I got this water last week.
And one last thing, you guys. President Trump is suing the IRS. Did you guys hear this?
Damn, I did.
He is suing the IRS for the leak of his tax information. So the lawsuit says the government didn't do enough to stop a contractor from stealing and sharing his tax information. So now he's suing for $10 billion in damages.
Hey, yo.
At this point,
10
I want
billion?
10 billion.
10 billion. At this point, all the richest, most powerful people in the world should just sit with Trump and say, how much would it cost for you to step down? How much would it take? Okay. Right. And we promise him no jail time, no legal issues.
He wants
just
revenge.
here, we need to pay you to go away.
But
okay.
The crazy part about all that is if he does win against the IRS, who gets the bill?
We do.
The American people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I said.
That's insane.
At this point, if you think Trump is doing anything except making himself wealthy, you are bugging. He is using the White House as his own personal trap house, and business is booming. You hear me? It is booming. Okay? Play grinding again for Trump. All right? Wow. Okay, he is your push-up. You hear me?
All right, y'all. Well, coming up at 7, a familiar name is making a move that could shake up politics. We'll talk about it in a 7.
Let's get back to some front page news. Now, don't forget, tomorrow night is the fight at the Garden. Now, are y'all going? Oh, y'all watching?
I'm
trying to
definitely
get there.
watching. I'm getting tickets for Eli. Eli wants to go, but yeah, I'm definitely watching Shakur Stevenson versus Ciofalo Lopez.
I told you I wanted to go. You're going to say you're getting tickets for Eli.
Damn.
I
You
want
ain't
to
asked me to
go.
go?
Yo, I did. I said I want tickets too.
Oh, all right.
She been saying for like a week she wanted to go.
Yeah, but Eli been asking for a year. Eli been on my head. I'm talking about every day. Me and Eli will be talking about something else, and right before he get off the phone, he be like, Charlamagne, the fight is on Saturday. The fight's on January 31st. Okay? Like, so, yeah, I got
Yeah, he deserved to get in there first.
Yeah, but it's going to be a great fight. I don't think there's an underdog in this fight. I'm going for Shakur Stevenson.
I was ready to see who y'all
I
got.
think Shakur.
I think Shakur is going to take it out, but there's no underdogs in this fight. Let's be clear.
All right, well, let's get into front page news. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, Envy, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing this
Peace,
morning?
Mimi Brown.
Good
Good.
morning. Okay, so we start this hour with President Trump making his position on housing clear. So he says that he wants home prices to go up and not down. So speaking during a cabinet meeting, President Trump said his goal is to make it easier to buy a home without lowering prices, a stance that could have a major implication for affordability, especially for first-time home buyers. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Existing housing, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. We're going to make it easier to buy. We're going to get interest rates down. But I want to protect the people that for the first time in their lives feel good about themselves. They feel like that they're wealthy people. And I want them to understand it. There's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up.
Is that a good thing or bad thing, Envy? What is it? Housing prices are up, but what is it? Interest rates are down?
You don't want to drive, housing prices down because that means the price that you pay for your house, you're actually losing equity. But you don't want to put into a position where you're driving prices up and people can't afford it. Like, it should be what the market is, but you don't want to get to a point where people can't afford to purchase a home, right? Because right now, even if you try to, purchase your first home, you're looking at, in certain cities, $150,000, $200,000, right? But that means you got to put 20% down in most cases, 10% if you get a first-time home on, or 5% if it's a first-time home buyers thing. But you don't want to drive prices up where people can't afford it, and that's pretty much what he said. That's not right.
But what if the prices are going up and he's saying that he's bringing the interest rates down?
Interest rates down, that's amazing. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's great.
Is it worth it if the housing prices go up and interest rates come down? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I think it's a little bit of both because, during COVID, interest rates were 2% at sometimes, 3%. And people were able to get their first home and not have to pay a lot. That's how Mercedes got her first home, because interest rates were so cheap. But now you're talking 6-7%. Like, it's a lot right now. It's a lot for somebody to get in a home.
Yeah. I think what people are saying is this is coming as housing costs. They are high. They said the median home price is above $430,000, and they said it's expected to keep going up. And they said the problem though is that wages aren't growing. So while everything else is getting high, people just still can't afford it because wages aren't growing. So.
Yeah, and you got to help people. Like, people don't have the money to put down on a house, right? You're paying rent, you're living check to check. If somebody was able to help them and say, you know what, you don't have to put this down, put it on the back end or something like that, it will help people be able to own a home. But right now, it's very difficult for people.
Yeah, for sure. And we're also watching the White House today. President Trump is expected to announce his pick for the next chair of the Federal Reserve. Now, that decision may play a role in what we were just talking about, what those interest rates will look like. And, of course, that will decide borrowing costs for home buyers and what that looks like. So
I think the interest rates now, somewhere in the 6s right now, or 5.9, 6.1, 6.2, somewhere in there?
It is.
Yeah, you get it down to 3% where people can afford it. Oh, my gosh. You will have a lot more people buying their first homes.
Yeah.
That's what's up, though. Because then that's like taking the good with the bad. I mean, taking the bad with the good, right? If he raises the housing is going to go up, but, the interest rates go down. I usually hear people are not satisfied with interest rates, like no matter how much the houses are. So,
yeah. Well, we will see what happens with that. And here's another story that's getting a lot of attention this morning. A hip hop legend is stepping away from the sidelines and possibly heading into Capitol Hill. So Uncle Luke Campbell is stepping away from high school football as he considers a run for Congress in Florida.
Wow.
Let's listen to that.
I'm thinking about running for Congress. I wouldn't be getting into this if I haven't heard from you. I want to know what your concerns are. I want to know how can I help you. Before I make this decision on February 15th, I want to talk to you because it's not about me, it's about you. So DM me. I would love to come to your house, Civic Center, the park, wherever it may be. Just holler at your boy, and I'll be there.
100% agree with that.
Already starting off right.
Anyone who thinks that's far-fetched, they don't listen to Uncle Luke. Okay, Uncle Luke is a public servant. He is involved in his community. He has invested in generation after generation of kids. He loves this city. I listen to Luke and his political opinions and takes. He got his boots on the ground. He would be incredible in Congress.
I think so, too.
Well, if he runs, he would be challenging Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick in Florida's 20th district. Now, that seat has been under scrutiny because she was charged last year with allegedly misusing funds, FEMA funds, and making illegal campaign contributions. So she's scheduled to be arraigned next month. But of course, he's no stranger to politics. Like you just said, he ran for mayor of Miami-Dade back in 2021. So.
It seemed like everybody get in trouble doing that. Like misusing funds. That seemed like what everybody be getting in trouble for.
Yeah, well.
The funny thing is when somebody tries to bring up Uncle Luke's past, don't act like you wasn't popping that poom to doo-doo brown. Okay? Don't act like you ain't never scrubbed the ground to scar. So cut it out. All right? You was right there with us. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, as you was scrubbing the ground.
Yeah, I used to put my hands up high, my back down low, and hydraulic to the floor.
Yeah, he still do it now. Every once in a while, he still do it.
And as you just heard, though, he will make that final decision by February 15th. So we'll continue to follow that. And lastly, if you have an Apple device, you may be getting a payment this week. So Apple has started sending out money as part of its $95 million settlement over claims that its voice assistant Siri was recording private conversations without permission. So some of those recordings, they were allegedly shared with advertisers, which users say led to ads and,
Jesus Christ, I am known for a goddamn voice note. That's why my palm been itching. Yes, they owe me some money.
Okay.
That ain't the only thing itching.
Shut up.
This morning. What?
Shut up. Shut up.
What?
Go ahead, Mimi.
So Apple, though, they are denying that they do, the claims. They say they do not listen, but they settled out of court. And so people should start seeing that money pretty soon if you haven't seen it already. And Google, they also have a similar lawsuit. They agreed to pay out $68 million to settle a claim that their voice assistant is recording users without their consent.
Damn.
Yeah, but a judge has not signed off on the deal, so it's not clear how much money people will get from that one yet. But we all know that phones are listening.
Absolutely. Been listening for years and years.
I feel like they say that they're not, but they really are.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, especially in anything regarding advertising. I think everything else they just keep in case they got to use it against you in the future. I'm serious.
That's true. But with Samsung, it's this is not Apple obviously, but like Samsung phones and the Microsoft phones, it's a feature that you can actually go in the settings and you can turn that off. I haven't seen a setting like an option where you can turn that off in Apple, but you actually can turn it off on Microsoft and Samsung phones.
Interesting. And one last thing to note, that if you so the deadline for Apple for those claims have passed. So if you didn't do it, I think the deadline was in August, then you missed out on
Mimi.
it. Yeah, I just want to let people know though, look out if you did do it because your money's on the way. And if you didn't, if you have a Google phone, you still have time to, apply for that one. So all right, y'all. Well, that is your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV for more stories. Follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?